All right. Go back to this. Stage 1, super light sleep. You get waking up in stage 1, it's not going to really be a big deal. Okay? Stage 2, sleep is indicated. The process of sleep spindles burst activities on your EEG. So that this is sort of the transition period into the deep sleep. So your temperature starts dropping, which is why you typically sleep with a blanket on, because your temperature drops when you're asleep. Breathing isn't as rapid, heart rate decreases. Then these are called sleep spindles. Sleep spindles slow down as well while you're sleeping. So this would be if you were in like alpha, if you were active, you go to sleep, they get bigger and slower. Okay, bigger and slower. Finally, stage 3 and 4, delta waves. Delta waves are the deep, deep sleep. Delta waves are the sleep you get when you don't even really remember closing your eyes, and you wake up like you didn't even sleep. Right? Like you just closed your eyes and woke up the next day. Right? The delta waves are super, super deep sleep. Right? What?
If you're a gamer, you would have kept this on, it makes you mad.
Yeah.
Full sleep of the game.
All right. While sleeping, growth hormones are released. Your endocrine system activates and sends the necessary hormones to the necessary places to help you heal, to help you grow, to help you recover from whatever it is that happened that day. All right. So stage 3 is the delta wave. Stage 4 is the growth hormones being released. Very difficult to wake up. Very difficult to wake up. All right. These are the ones you've got to shake somebody or yell or do something that activates the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight. So, right. So super important there. Delta waves are the slowest and the largest waves. The spindles, the sleep spindles. Right. Stage 4 is predominantly delta waves, but the body is at its lowest level of functioning, which is the growth hormones. Right? So if you wake somebody up out of a delta wave, you're going to have trouble getting them to really do much of anything for a minute. All right? I'm fine over there. But I'm fine over there. All right, red eye movement. Eyes will move under your eyelids. Responsible for about 90% of dreaming. Theta waves responsible for the other 10. REM sleep occurs 4, maybe 5 times a night usually. You see how quick and fast these are, how small they are in these waves here? That's what REM looks like as far as brain activity goes. All right? Replaces stage 1 after a full cycle through stages 1 through 4, and then back to stage 1. Okay? So you go stage 1, 2, 3, and 4 after your alpha, beta, and then into your theta, lowering your temperature, into your delta waves, releasing growth hormones. And then you come back up to REM. You dream, and you go back through the cycle. Okay? A lot of people believe that this is an evolutionary thing, that human beings have learned to sort of have a time period in which they are sort of awakening from sleep, where they're sort of coming back, so that in case something happens through the night, like they're attacked or something else is going on, they're at a odds of 100 people being at this REM level or somewhere in this lighter sleep level are pretty good. So that allows, a lot of people believe that this is some sort of evolutionary thing that allows human beings to sort of travel in packs and always have somebody that's ready. Therefore, some sort of conflict, whatever. REM sleep, how many of you have ever heard of like lucid dreaming, like sleep paralysis? So rapid eye movement can be accompanied by paralysis of voluntary muscles. your eyes are moving. Lucid dreaming is just REM sleep when you're at a very, very high level. It feels very real. And it's sort of a weird thing. A lot of people think it's dangerous. It's really not that dangerous. But, right? Couple ways to do it, but not that exciting. Truly, if you're dreaming, you can make yourself do whatever you want in your dream if you just think about it. So next time you're in your dream, try and just say, oh, this is a dream. You'll be able to control it. It's not that fancy. Lucid dreams just are like here, you're holding really close, right? So hours of sleep, so the cycle sort of goes like this. Your first couple hours of sleep are the most important, right? So if it gets you the deepest, you hit stage 4, back to REM, you probably hit stage 4 again, and maybe here, and then it gets lighter as you wake up. Because your body's trying to ease you awake. That's why your circadian rhythm is so important. Because your body knows how long it should sleep for. If you give it the same sleep cycle every day, you don't even really need to set an alarm. You'll just wake up at the same time every day. It's your circadian rhythm. Sleep disorders. It's almost like I timed this up to talk about it on Halloween. Nightmares. Right? For the record, I don't like Halloween. It's not that cool. But here we go. So what are some different kinds of sleep disorders? Nightmares. One of the most common. Bad dreams. You can have arousing feelings, or arousing dreams, feelings of horror, helplessness, extreme sorrow, blah, blah, blah. It can be anything that creates a significant emotional response. Right? Anybody have any nightmares when they were kids, reoccurring dreams? I had one. It was in my house, and I made sure everybody else got out. But I, of course, was facing Freddy Krueger, which he's a pretty tough guy, right? He's not tough. He's just got claws for hands. That's a great problem. But naturally, in my dream, in my kid logic, I had to go back for my sock that I left. Because I only had one sock on, and I couldn't possibly just go with one sock. So I would always do this move. I would always get away from it, but I would always run and slide between Freddy Krueger's legs, and he missed me. I could grab my sock, and I bust out of this window that was at the end of my room into our hot tub, and then I would get away. So he never actually got me. It was a weird dream, and I had it multiple times when I was a kid. So, any of you have anything like that? Yeah. Yeah, brakes wouldn't work. That's another common one. You need a gun, and the gun doesn't fire in your dream. Almost exclusively, your gun will not fire if you're firing at somebody, because that creates a fight or flight response that will wake you up. Your body doesn't want you to wake up, so unless you went to sleep with an emotional response already, then that's probably. Anybody else? Caitlin seems pretty excited about something. Do you have a weird dream? Let's hear it. Gorish. That's fun. It's Halloween. Whatever.
A dream where I woke up in the middle of the night and it was very realistic. And my body was covered in blood because it was all pouring out of my pores.
Oh, nice. So you were seeping blood through your pores. Or gushing blood through your pores. Maybe is a better term. Next one always reminds me of the movie Step Brothers, sleepwalking. Sleepwalking is a pretty common one. These occur during stage 4, which is why it's so difficult to wake them up. How many of you have ever heard that you should never wake a sleepwalker? Anybody ever heard that before? Yeah, total myth. You can wake them up. That's fine. Don't expect it to be a very pleasant experience because they're going to go from delta wave to awake real quick because they're already standing up. But yeah, it's not super fun. All right, another term for sleepwalking, somnambulism. You ever heard of that before? Somnambulism goes along with insomnia. It's a very simple prefix of the term. Somnambulism. is what it should be, but it's not. Wish it was called somnolence. Moving or walking around during deep sleep. Some people even do in cars. Yeah.
Honestly, like that as a kid.
Yeah.
And I woke up reheating the oven with things in the oven.
Nice.
And then my dad woke me up.
Yeah. Anybody else sleepwalk? Duff says he sleepwalks a little bit or used to. Haley, what's the weirdest thing you've done sleepwalking?
I let my dog out.
Dog got hit by a car.
After I
Nice. You just had to go. It's not your fault. Yeah.
Thankfully, it wasn't me that got this from him, but my dad, went from my parents first got together on that. He would always take a video of him while he was sleepwalking, and he would like go out, sit on the couch, and pick up 2 couch cushions and start reading like a newspaper.
That's funny. I would like to see that. Now, this next one is different from a nightmare. A nightmare is just an emotional response. But night terrors are something different. This is a pretty rare disorder in which a person experiences extreme fear. Extreme fear. During these, the person who's having night terror will scream very loudly but not wake up. They may run around during their sleep without fully waking, sort of like a sleepwalk scenario, but just sort of running around an area. Night terrors are sort of dangerous to wake a person up from because their body is in fight or flight mode and they could do something that could hurt. So if they feel like they're being chased by somebody who could kill them and they have access to a knife or something in their room, and they're running around the room, be a little dangerous. Always be careful with night terrors. But it's those attacks of extreme fear. And you have them while you're sound asleep. You can never really fully wake up for any of these, but these are the ones you need to be careful waking them up.
If I see a kid like running around screaming in their room frantically, I'm calling an exorcist.
Yeah. Or just don't have kids. Do the world a favor. There's already too many people here. Right. Other sleep disorders. These are a little less fun, but a little more real. These are more common sleep disorders. First one, insomnia, inability to get to sleep, stay asleep, or get good quality sleep. Insomnia is not as common as people would like for you to think. Like, you probably have people in your lives that say they have insomnia, but more likely their circadian rhythm is just thrown off and it likes to stay up during the night. Insomnia is you're actively trying to go to sleep. You can't. Your body will not drift into the theta stage. Or once you fall asleep, you wake up a bunch of times. Or it's very difficult to get good quality sleep, meaning you only sleep for a couple hours at a time. But this, if it happens one time, it's not insomnia. If it happens 12 times, it's not insomnia. It's got to happen like 100 times in a row every night before you start classifying it as a sleep disorder, actually having insomnia. Right? Very difficult. A lot of insomniacs have to be medicated, have to take some sort of medication that helps them sleep at night so that they can get the required amount of deep sleep and REM sleep. Forget what I linked this to. Bear with me. Oh yeah, I remember this. Okay. Anybody had experiences with insomnia? Trouble with sleep? Valen? So what is your story with insomnia?
all of what you just said, where I can't go to sleep. I go to sleep and I good quality sleep, just literally every hour.
Yeah. So have you seen a psychologist about it? Can you do a little sleep study and kind of figure out what's going on and get you what you need, get some good sleep? Yeah. might be a good thing. What do you think are the factors that led to those things? Hereditary? Do you think maybe you had some night terrors or nightmares that are causing you to fear your sleep? Or no? Definitely. What are some ways to reduce insomnia that you found? Help with it.
There are medicines that help you fall asleep.
So, medication in your experience? Okay. Well, I know some people take Benadryl before they go to sleep. They're old enough, maybe they have a nightcap before they go to sleep. Alcohol sort of slows down your brain activity and lets you sort of relax for a second, right? Of course, there's always a danger of becoming reliant on that. It's very dangerous, so some people try to stay away from that. Haley, you said you had experienced this as well. What are your experiences? Think you're effectively managing it on your own? So no. What do you think are some of the factors that led you to have some of these symptoms? It could be. It could be like a Freudian level too, like a suppressed childhood thing. It's traumatic happened to you at night. Your body could be reacting to that stimulus even now as a suppressed memory. You guys remember Freudian psychology? Not behaviorism, but like dualism type of deal, right? Not talking about like colonial dualism structures. But have you found anything that helps you reduce it? Melatonin and warm tea. I know I have my father-in-law drinks warm water. Just water. It's warm. Don't know why that's weird. Cold water's good. Warm water. I don't know. Yeah.
Be able to like eat something in your dream, and then you wake up, you can actually taste what you're eating.
Yeah, that has to do with your hypothalamus. Yeah, your brain connects things. So if you smell it, you can taste it. You taste it, you smell it.
So I got a sleep thing about chocolate cake now. It's great.
Good. Just make sure you got some chocolate cake on you and you'll be all right. Here are a couple things I have. Only go to bed when you're tired. Don't try and force yourself to sleep, right? Don't say, hey, I should go to bed, but I'm not tired. Don't do. Only go to bed when you're tired, okay? So these are ways to help reduce it. Don't do anything in your bed except for sleep. Don't study in your bed. Don't watch Netflix in your bed. Don't hang out in your bed. Don't do it. Because your body is going to equate doing those things instead of sleeping. So if you only sleep in your bed, you're going to have much, much higher likelihood of getting good quality sleep. And I was kind of touching on this earlier, but definitely don't try too hard to go to sleep. Once you try, and you're like, I need to go to sleep, I need to go to sleep, I need to go to sleep, your body starts releasing adrenaline because your heart rate's increasing because you're really frustrated about something, and it's going to help you not sleep by telling yourself that you have to go to sleep, right? So don't do that. Biggest mistake you can make is looking at a clock if you have insomnia. And this goes for anybody who's like just trying to get to sleep. If you have trouble getting to sleep, follow these things. Do not look at the clock. Set your alarm, put it down, don't look at it again. Because then if you look at it, your brain says, oh, I'm only going to get this much sleep. Boom, adrenaline just released. And you're going to get less sleep because you're worrying about it. Make sure you keep a regular schedule. So I'm not talking about going to bed at 10, 11, and 43 seconds every day, but I'm talking about going to bed between a 15-minute, maybe even a 30-minute period, like somewhere between 10:30 and 11 kind of schedule, right? This is why it's so difficult and so hard on people's bodies to work like split shift jobs, where they work first shift for 2 weeks, and then second shift for 2 weeks, and then third shift for 2 weeks. They're rotating, but they never have enough time to set their circadian rhythm, so they're much more irritable. Those people are actually much more likely to die in car crashes as well because of their circadian rhythm being off. All right, so even on days you don't have anything to do, go to bed at the same time. You'll wake up most likely at the same time. All right? And unless you've been prescribed them, they say do not take sleeping medication. Okay? So unless you can buy it at the store, do not take it. Because it's very, very easy to overdose on sleeping medication. Okay? And never, ever drink alcohol with your sleeping medication. Very bad mix. Very potent mix that could have very dangerous side effects. Okay? So never mix those two. All right. So insomnia is usually the most common, so that's some stuff. All right, narcolepsy. Person falls immediately to REM sleep during the day without warning. So, how many of you have ever seen somebody with narcolepsy before? Anybody? Seen the video? What does narcolepsy look like?